105.3 Seaside FM. I'm Justin McCartney, joined with Jane Crossley. She's Renaissance manager for the East Riding, and also Dale Robinson. He's from GVA Grimley. They're the consultants on this project to improve Withernsea. Dale, if I can just ask you first, how do you start? You're not starting with a blank canvas. Where do you begin when you approach a project like the renewal of a run-down town centre like Withernsea?
Well, obviously there's been a lot of work done in the past, a lot of public consultation, which has led to many studies and reports being done on projects already identified, such as the Meridian Centre and the fishing compound. We've obviously took those reports as our baseline, work with them, and what we've sought to do is build on them, use the information available, augment that through the work we've done, and through that work we've condensed that information into a series of physical options for the town centre moving forward, with a particular focus on the seafront area and the town centre, but equally we've got some connecting themes which aim to complement those physical projects as well.
Now, Jane, a lot of people think these concepts are set in stone, but that's not the case. This is a public consultation process.
Yes, that's absolutely right. What GVA Grimley have done is put forward various options. So, for example, we've got 4 different options for the seafront.
Talk us through them then, Jane, because people will be interested in seeing what are the 4 different options then?
Well, option 1 shows the Meridian Centre in the place where the recent study suggested that it could be located. It shows the fishing compound in the place where it has planning permission, and it shows the car park again retained and the memorial gardens retained, but it shows a much nicer area along the promenade for people to walk along.
Where do you feel you need to come up for different options? Is it down to the current cost basis in terms of funding being restricted? You have to come up for the different options, or is it basically down to personal preference of the population in the end?
I think it's down to what works best for Withernsea. What is the best use of the land along the seafront? What is going to make it a nicer place for people to walk along, to enjoy the sea? So that's what the basis of the ideas is, and what's going to bring people into Withernsea and encourage them to stay and spend their money in the town.
Well, it's not just the seafront is in this equation, it's also things like Queen Street, and there is a problem with the traffic in Queen Street, and there were plans to do a one-way system there. Is that still on the cards, or is that very much off the cards now, Dale?
The one-way system is still on the cards. In addition to that, the council are looking into a two-way system as well. Both are in the early feasibility stages, and there is a range of technical issues which are being considered. So at the moment there is 2 options. One is a one-way system, one is a two-way system.
After today's consultation, where does the process go from here? Because obviously 2011 is when all this is envisaged to sort of kick into gear, and some of the construction work begin then.
Yes, that's right. What happens after today is that the consultants take away all the comments that people have made, analyse them, and see what ideas have the most public support, and then they will pull those together into the final plan for Withernsea.
Now, Withernsea traditionally was a tourism destination, but all that went with the closure of the railway in the 1960s. Is the intention of these plans to rejuvenate tourism, or is it more to develop the town as a commuter town for Hull?
Well, as part of the proposals, one key theme of the proposals is to actually promote an alternative form of tourism offer, particularly on the active leisure pursuits, where obviously you've got a fantastic beach for waterborne leisure activities. There's certain issues at the moment for access. Some of the proposals look to open up access to the beach and the water. We're talking about creating cycle linkages into Hull and the wider cycle network, which hopefully will attract, as I say, a new breed of tourists into the town who can be encouraged to stay over and spend their money as well.
Now, when it comes to the funding for this, what sort of money you're talking? Developments like this aren't going to be cheap, are they?
They're not going to be cheap. The delivery side of it is actually the next stage. Once we have a firm idea of what the preferred option is going to be, and particularly what the public's aspirations are for the town, we then go away and look in detail as to what those options, or what that option is going to cost, what are the likely public partners that need to be involved, what are the private sector partners who need to be involved, who needs to do what by when. There'll be a whole series of actions, and obviously one of the areas we have to look at is how this is going to be funded. Obviously, at the current environment, it's difficult to say. Obviously, a lot of public sector cuts and the austerity measures, but this is going to be a plan for the next 10 to 15 years, and it will be a plan, hopefully, in the future, which the council can use to actually lobby government departments for public sector funding opportunities as and when they hopefully become available again.
Now, Jane, if people haven't been able to make it here today, how can they find out more? Because all this is going to be online eventually.
Yes, we're hoping that on Monday morning we will be able to get the consultation boards onto the East Riding of Yorkshire Council website, and people will be able to view them on there and download the questionnaire and return those either through the post to the council or to Shaw's Centre.
Okay, for 105.
For another week. It'll be available for another week. We're very pleased with the number of people who have contributed.
Yes, it's been very busy here today at the Pavilion Leisure Centre. For 105.3 Seaside FM, I'm Justin McCartney. Thank you very much, Jane and Dale.
Thank you.